So here's a quick video how to make silver dietary supplement, or colloidal silver, nano sized. So basically what you have is a gallon of distilled water, and you want to make sure that it's from steam. It should say right on there, processed by steam distillation. And then you want to check it, make sure it's clean with a parts per million meter, make sure that it comes up 0. And then pick yourself up 4 9 silver rods, and I attach them with 2 alligator clips to each side of the jug. So you can see basically there's a rod on each side, and then I use a 30 volt by 1 amp DC transformer, and then I put a aquarium pump in the middle and run it down, and the stone is down there, and that helps keep the hose down, and that's what circulates the water. So basically I put the rods 1 inch apart, and I make sure that the metal from the alligator clips is not touching the water, so I actually take a little bit of water out of the gallon, and then I let this run for about 10 hours. So basically what you want is a clear product, and to get a clear product you don't want to leave it on the charger for too long, because if you leave it on for too long, then you're going to end up with a really high concentrate of silver, and if the concentrate gets too high, then it's going to start sticking. And what'll happen is a couple days after you make your silver, it'll turn yellow. So basically 10 parts per million is like the standard. I usually do a little less, just like 7 or 8 parts per million, just to play it safe. And then you'll, as long as you have the bubbling in there from your stone, from your aquarium pump, you won't have yellow silver. It'll come out clear, and it'll stay clear. And the smaller the particles, the more effective that it is. So basically that's it. And then I just use this here to just check this voltmeter. I put that up here just to verify that I have power, and so I use that for that. And then I use this parts per million meter to test it after about 10 hours of running, and this is for obviously 1 gallon. And then you can use a laser and shine it down this way, down through, and what you're looking for is the beam to go down through. So basically that, it's called like a Tyndall effect, and you should have a light colored beam going down in a dark room. So basically that's kind of how you check it between that and that. But the main thing is just don't go too high on the parts per million. Keep it, just under 10, and make sure you have an aerator bubble in it, and make sure your water is clean, and use 4 9 silver rods. If you don't know what you got, you can always pick up some maple leaves. Those are pure 4 9s, and then it takes me about 10 hours, like I said, at a 30 volt DC transformer at 1 amp to come out with about 7 parts per million. So make sure that the rods don't touch, otherwise you'll cook your transformer, and make sure that you don't have those alligator clips touching the water anywhere. And then when you're done, after that, you're going to have a little bit of buildup on one of the rods, and so you're going to have a little bit of dross that's actually going to fall to the bottom. So you pull your rods out, and then I just use a Brillo pad sponge and just scrub them clean with a brand new one. But you can make a lot of silver from these rods. And then I pour it into another gallon, and I just use a brown coffee filter and just stick it in there and wrap it around there, and then I just pour from this to this, and then that's how I filter out any dross that comes from one of the silver rods, because it's going to have a little bit of buildup after about 10 hours. So, but other than that, keep it in a cool spot, room temperature. Don't freeze it, and don't refrigerate it, and keep it in the dark, because the light can break it down. You don't want to have it around magnetic forces, and you want to keep it out of the heat. So as long as you can do those things, it should have a good shelf life of at least 10 years. So I hope that you find this video helpful, and please subscribe.